So we stopped yesterday on page number 42. Page number 42. We have seen how Caliban, on meeting Prospero, cursed him, and Prospero curses him back. Later, Caliban says how he lost his kingdom. The land, the island belonged to him, inherited from his mother, Sycorax. Then, when Caliban received Prospero for the first time, Prospero was very kind to him, very loving, and he was moved. As a result, he took him around the island and showed him. Later, he occupied everything of it. And now, Caliban is being enslaved in the caves, among the rocks, in the caves. He cannot even visit the rest of the island. And Caliban says, I am the subject, only subject, and you are the king for me. There is no other subject, only one subject, and there's a king and there's a prince. So Caliban is only subject. That's where we stopped. Now Prospero responds saying, thou most lying slave. That is where we stopped. Whom stripes may move, not kindness. So Prospero says that you are such a lying slave. You don't say the truth. You don't speak the truth. Whom stripes may move. Stripes is beating with the whip. Whip is, in those days, whip was used to beat slaves. Also in the bullock carts, you will see the people use some kind of whip to make the bulls to go ahead. Also for horses, they use a whip. Whom stripes may move. Stripe is a sort of whip, meaning is given there. That means only beatings will work for you. Kindness will not. Showing kindness is not going to help you. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care. Though you are a piece of filth, that is a earth. You are only a piece of earth, a piece of dirt. In spite of that, I try to make use of you by showing you kindness. A hoard, slave, which any print of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. But what to do? I try to show pity on you. I try to make use of you. Though you are equal to death. But what is the use? You did not learn anything good from me. Why? It is because of your inheritance. You are coming from an evil background. That is, his mother was Sycorax, the terrible sorcerer. As a result, you are not capable of possessing anything that is good. That's the meaning. A forced slave which any print of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. You are capable of, that is, you are subject to or you are full of evil. There is nothing goodness in you. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy violent race Though thou didst learn hard that in it with good natures could not abide to be with, therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hadst deserved more than a prison. We have seen that how earlier Caliban had complained saying that this island was mine, given to me by my mother, and you occupied it. You have deprived me of everything. So he is replying to that, what all things he did for him. So Prosperous says, I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak. You did not know how to speak. I taught you how to speak. Took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour, one thing or other. Each hour I taught you, each hour one thing or other means I kept on teaching you something or other, something new. Never allowed you to go without learning. Every time I taught you something new. When thou didst not, savage, when thou didst not means when thou did not, savage, know thine own meaning. Because savage is one who is having animal qualities, the qualities of an animal, uncontrolled anger, uncontrolled behavior. So you were a savage and you knew nothing. Then I taught you. But wouldst gabble, G-A-B-B-L-E, gabble, meaning is given there, talk without meaning. It is a talk without meaning. That is, what Caliban talked made no meaning. Because he was an illiterate man, he did not know what is what. But it was Prospero who taught him how to speak meaningfully. Know thine own, you did not even know what the meaning of what you were speaking. A thing most brutish. Brutish is cruel or violent. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. Endow is meaning endowed, thy purpose, meaning is given there, taught you to express your wants. Endow means to provide somebody with an ability. The meaning of endow is to provide someone with an ability. Here it is the ability to speak. So it was Prospero who endowed Caliban with the ability to speak. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile nature, vile race, V-I-L-E, vile is bad. Vile race means bad blood in you. See, vile will be wicked. Vile will be wicked. Race, So when you put these things together, vile and race, then it will become bad blood. So vile is wicked. Vile race means bad blood in you. How did Caliban get the bad blood? From his mother, Sycharis. But thy vile race, that is your bad blood or the bad blood in you, though thou didst learn hard that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Though you learned many things, it was I who taught you many things, and you learned. But in spite of learning many things, still you are not capable of mixing with good people. Why? Because your manners are still not refined. Your behavior is not polished. You do not know how to behave well. As a result, though you learn many things, still you cannot mix with others. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. So, no matter how much you learned, good people cannot stay with you. Such a bad fellow you are. Therefore, wast thou deservedly confined into this rock. That is the reason I confined you to this rock. You are telling me that I have imprisoned you in the cave among the rocks and not allowing you to go to the rest of the island. No, it's not true. It's not true. Because you do not know how to well behave with others, I have confined you in the cave. That is the thing. Who has deserved more than a present? Who means who had deserved more than a present. Actually, this kind of people should have kept in prison. But I did not keep you in prison. I kept you in the caves among the rocks. Why? You are not fit to be in a prison also. Why? Because there are so many others there. So many others, and everybody is better than you. You do not know how to behave with them. So the best place for you is this cave, this seclusion where you are staying alone. So Himanshu, Krish, Akshit, welcome. I saw you waiting in the I saw you waiting room. I wanted to not want to admit you because you must come on time. Class starts at 8 o'clock. You are coming at 8, 8:10, 8:12, 8:15. Okay. So I think it's clear. You do any doubt? If you have any doubt, please ask. What we learned today, if you have any doubt, you ask. Otherwise, we'll proceed. Anybody has any doubt, please raise your hand. No doubt. Okay, we'll go to next section. Now Caliban is replying. Caliban is responding to what Prosperous said. The reason for his being confined among the rocks. You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language. So Caliban says, yes, you have taught me. He is very sarcastic in his statement. Very sarcastic, very negative. You taught me language and my profit on it. That means the benefit from it. I have benefited you from it. Only this one. Or whatever you taught me, all I can do is make use of it to curse you. The only benefit of learning language from you is to benefit is only to curse you. Whatever use, there is nobody else to talk to. There's only two people are there on the island other than him. One is king, another one is prince. So he cannot talk to anybody. The only use of the language what he learned is to curse. Now, after saying that he curses me, after saying that, Caliban curses Prospero, saying, "The red plague rid you for learning me your language." The red plague rid you means destroy you for learning me your language. Caliban does not know the language still well, so he makes mistakes. He makes mistakes, and he says, "For learning me your language." Actually, it is for teaching me your language. But he says, "Learning me your language." It's like some of the class 11 students. Last few days, they have been sending me some messages saying, they just message me like this: "Sir, our campus classes begin on the 16th. Sir, our campus classes begin on the 16th. So I sent them a message saying, "Great. Thank you for the information. Great, thank you for the information." So someone said to try, someone was trying to say, no, I didn't say that. I am trying to ask. So after coming to class 11 also, some of you do not know how to ask a question. So Caliban also was like that. In spite of learning language from Prospero, he did not learn well. So he says that the red plague rid you for learning me your language. That is teaching me your language. Let the red plague curse you. Let red plague come on you and destroy you. That's a curse. Prospero, hag seed, hence. Fetch us in fuel and be quick, the what best. Hag seed, hence. Then you are a hag seed. You are son of the hag. Fetch us in fuel. Go and get fuel. Fire it. And be quick, the what best to answer our business. Make it quickly. You are very slow. As slow as a tortoise. Make it faster. The what best to answer our business. You have other works also to do. Maybe it's some office works. So first you get good, afterwards busy yourself with helping us. That's better for you. Shaggest thou malice? So when Prospero said, be going, first go and get fuel, afterwards do other works, he shrugged his shoulders. Caliban. This is shrugging the shoulder. Do you know the answer? I don't know. So sometimes when children are asked to do something, they'll shrug their shoulder. That means they're not willing to do. So Prospero says, you are shrugging your shoulder, malice, evil one. If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly what I command, I will rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that beasts shall tremble at thy din. Better you listen to me and do things carefully without making any complaint. If you are going to make complaint or going to delay it or doing it unwillingly, then I am going to curse you. How? I will rack thee with old crimes. Rack thee means torment you, persecute you with old crimes. Crimes you already seen what crimes are. Then cramps is here the muscle pain. Fill all thy bones with aches. Fill all thy bones with aches, pains. Make thee roar. I will make you to roar like a beast, like an animal. That beast shall tremble at thy din. Din is groan. You already came across the word groan, speaking about Ariel who was imprisoned in the pine tree. So I will make you to groan such a way, loud groans. The animals which hear that, they will tremble, they will be shivering out of fear. Such a horrible thing I will make you to do. Caliban, no, pray thee. No, pray thee means I request you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That means I shall obey. Aside, next page, aside, that is, he is telling himself, Caliban is telling to himself, I must obey. His art is of such power, it would control my dams, God, the Satabos, and make a vassal of him. So Satabos was a god of Sycorax. Satabos was a god of Sycorax, his mother. So he is telling to himself, I must obey. If I don't obey, what will happen? Or why should I obey? His art is of such power. What is art? You remember. What is art? Magic. His magic is of such power, it would, that is, his magic would control my dam's god Satabos. Control is overpower. Dam is mother. My mother's god Satabos, and make a vassal of him. Vassal is slave. So I can't depend on anybody. The only God I believe in is Satabos, my mother's God. But this fellow is so powerful, his magic is much greater than or powerful than that of Satabos. He will use his magic and make Satabos a slave. Therefore, it's better that I obey. Prospero. So slave, hence, see, Prospero is able to hear what Caliban thinks within himself. So he calls him, when he says, he will make him my God and make a vassal of him. Sorry, I think it must be, his God is so powerful. The God of Sycorax, Satabos is less powerful than Prospero. Prospero is more powerful. So he will make me a slave. It should be like that. And make a vassal of him. Okay. So when he heard the word vassal is slave, immediately Prospero says, so slave hence. Go then slave. So slave hence means go then slave. Go then means go and get fuel, and after that you come and do the office work. So now we have finished 2 parts. In the beginning of the scene, Act 1, Scene 2, we were told that there are 3 parts. First part, Prospero telling his tale to Miranda. That was over first. Second part is introducing Ariel and Caliban. That also has been done. And the third part is first meeting of Ferdinand with Miranda. That's what we are going to see now. Re-enter, exit Caliban. Caliban goes off for his work. Re-enter Ariel, invisible, playing and singing, Ferdinand following. Re-enter Ariel. Why re-enter? Because he had already entered and then went back. Now he has come back. Invisible. We cannot see him. He is not seen. Playing and singing. He is playing and singing. That means he can hear the music and he can hear the song, but not the person. Ferdinand following. Ferdinand is following him or the music. Ariel's song. Come unto these yellow sands and then take hands, curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves, whist, footed sweetly here and there, and sweet spirits the burden bear. Hark, hark, burden dispersedly within. Bow, bow, the watchdogs bark. Bow, bow, burden dispersedly within. Bow, bow. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer. Cry cock-a-doodle-doo. This is not so important. The song of Ariel, the first part is not so important. Second part is important. He'll be singing again. That is more important. So just the purpose of it is to attract Ferdinand. The purpose of the song and music here is to attract Ferdinand, to draw his attention, make him happy. He is already depressed. He was very sad. We have seen him sitting in one corner of the island alone. So, to get his attention and make him happy, Ariel is singing. Come unto these yellow sands. Unto means into. You know that they are in an island which is close to the sea. Therefore, what is there in the island you can imagine? Only sand. Only sand is there. So, come unto these yellow sands and then take hands. Take hands means join hands. Come into this yellow sands and join hands. Curtsied when you have and kissed the wild waves, whist. Bowed, what is bow? You say this one. Bowed when you have, after you have bowed and having kissed the wild waves, whist. Whom you are kissing? You are kissing the wild waves. So, what is there on a seashore? On the seashore, only sand, and what is next is only the waves in the sea. So, what is seen? Only two things are seen. One is waves, another one is sand. You come into this sand, yellow sand, and join hands, and you wish, say namaskar to the waves and kiss the waves silently. Foot it featly. Foot it featly means dance away. Then you dance away here and there. So simply just saying, come, don't sit there, come, get up, come into the sand, and look at the sand, and then see the waves, kiss it silently, and start dancing. Foot it featly here and there. Keep on dancing here and there. And sweet spirits the burden bear. Who will join you? The spirits will join you. You are not alone. The spirits are there. Join the spirits. And sweet spirits The burden bearer, they will bear the burden, they will join in the chorus and they will lighten your heart. They will take your sadness away. Make yourself comfortable. Hark, hark, listen, listen. Burden dispersedly within bow, bow. The burden bearer, join the burden here is chorus. Burden is chorus. See, already Ariel tells Ferdinand that the chorus will join. Now the chorus here, hark, hark, here. The chorus is singing. Disparately, dispersedly means here, there, here and there, dispersedly. So, refrain of the song is heard off the stage. When they are playing the drama on the stage, the refrain of the song will be heard outside the stage. Within bow bow, that is the barking of a watchdog. The watchdogs bark from distant places, not in unison, from distant places, burden dispersedly within bow bow. Bow bow. So they can hear two things. One is the refrain or the chorus of the song being sung by other spirits. They are also able to hear the barking sound of the watchdogs. Bow bow. Why the watchdogs are making noise? Because they hear the singing and they are disturbed. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of studying Chanticleer. Chanticleer is a domestic cock. Chanticleer is a rooster, is given the rooster, that is a domestic cock. The strain of studying Chanticleer, there is a crowing. The crow is crowing, showing rooster. Rooster is normally the rooster crows. Only the roosters crow, you know that. Only the cock crows, not the hen. When the rooster crows, it crows with a lot of pride, because only I can crow. Also, it feels that it is because of his crowing that the world gets up. People get up and the world come alive because of their crowing. If they stop crowing, then the day will not come. So kind of arrogance is there in their voice. The strain of studying Chanticleer, cry, cock a diddle-do. Diddle-do is the doodle-do. That is the sound made by the crow. You had some lesson in smaller classes, no? There's a poem called Doodle-do, the crow cross the, the cock cross, Doodle-do. There is a poem. Okay. So only this much, nothing that important. So he is trying to make Ferdinand happy. So he asked Ferdinand to come into the sand and look at the waves and kiss it silently and dance and make merry. And the chorus will join you and the spirits also sing. And two things are heard. One is barking of the dogs, bow bow. Another one is the crowing of the cock, that is a doodle-do. We'll go to next one. Ferdinand. Where should this music be? I, there, in the air or the earth. What's the time? Okay. Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more. I'm sure it waits upon some god on the island, sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king, my father's wreck. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion. With its sweet air, thence I have followed it. Or it hath drawn me, rather, but it is gone. No, it begins again. Now Ferdinand is giving his feedback about the song he heard, or he is just passing his opinion about the song. Where should this music be? Where is it coming from? In the air or the earth? In the air or the earth means, is it from earth or from heaven? It sounds no more. Suddenly it stops. I'm sure it waits upon. Waits upon means accompanies. Accompany. Come along. I'm sure it waits upon some god on the island. So it must be accompanying some god on the island. That's what Ferdinand concludes. Because it does not look like something of the earthly thing. So it must be belonging to heaven, accompanying some gods. So some gods must be traveling. And the people who are concerned about, or people who are with the gods, they must be singing the song. Accompanying. That is waits upon means accompanying. Okay. Sitting on a bank. Bank is coast. C-O-A-S-T. C-O-A-S-T. Coast of the sea. Sea coast. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. So what happened? What was Ferdinand doing? Ferdinand was sitting at the seashore in an isle alone, weeping over the death of his father. That's what he says. Weeping again the king, my father's wreck. Wreck here, destruction. The shipwreck and the destruction that followed. This music crept by me upon the waters. This music just flowing on the waters, allaying, subsiding, reducing both their fury and my passion. So their fury was reduced and my passion, my suffering was also reduced. So the waves, fury of the waves is reduced by the music, and the sorrow or suffering of mine also is reduced. With its sweet air, because the music has provided very good ambience. It has given a sweet air, pleasant air. Thence I have followed it. Therefore, I have followed the music. Next page. Or it hath drawn me, rather. He says, Ferdinand says, I follow the music. Or is it that, is it possible that the music has drawn me and I am in it? So both means more or less same. I following the music or music attracting me. That is to say, the music is so soothing, so attractive that I followed it. But it is gone. He is feeling sad that the music is not heard now. No, it begins again. When he said that it is gone, it again started. Ariel sings, Ariel continues his song. Now he is singing another song. This song is important.